This video is about how to get a good night's sleep. There are 5 main sections, and each need to be done well in order to get a good night's sleep. So the first section is the daytime. So what should you do during the day? Is just the main thing is exercise and fresh air. The more exercise and fresh air you get, the easier it is to fall asleep at night. The second one is the environment where you're going to sleep. So it should be cool, it should be dark, and it should be quiet. You shouldn't have any distractions, and you don't want it to be loud or bright. Next up is the time. There's 2 things for this. You have your routine, you have 8 hours. So routine, you want to be going to bed at the same time every night, so your body will know when to go to bed. And I'm sure you've heard before, 8 hours sleep is recommended. So if you want to get up at 6 o'clock, you should go to bed at 10 o'clock. So by prior, this is about 2 hours before you go to bed. You want to avoid large meals. As your body digests the food, you won't be able to enter deep sleep. You want to avoid any alcohol or caffeine, as these interfere with your sleep cycles. You also want to avoid vigorous exercise, as this will get your body amped up and not ready to sleep. And a big one is you want to avoid screens. I know myself that if I go on a screen, once I come off, I won't be able to sleep for at least an hour. And lastly, worries or stress. So when you want to be sleeping, when you're lying in bed, you want to avoid any deep thinking about the day after or the weeks after or the months after. If you need to think about these things, you should do it before you get into bed. If you're having trouble and you're still thinking about things, the good thing is to write all your worries down. If you write your worries down, then you can just let it sit on the page and you don't have to think about it. So writing all your thoughts and worries down is a very good way of keeping them from being inside of your head. And then if you're not sure what to think about, you're going to need to find some filler to think about. For me, it depends. Sometimes I like to imagine myself with superpowers or owning my dream business. It depends. You need to find your own filler so that you avoid worrying about stress and about what can happen in the future. So as a reminder, we have what you do in your daytime to exercise and get fresh air. What is the sleeping environment like? It should be cool, it should be dark, and it should be quiet. The time you go to bed. So you want to have the same routine, and you want to get at least 8 hours sleep. What you do prior to going to bed. So you want to avoid any stimulants, and you also want to avoid exercise and screens. And lastly, worries. You need to get rid of your worries because they will stop you from having a good night's sleep or even getting any sleep at all. I hope this helps, and sleep tight.